welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Season 3 premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They built a team to defend the world.
What is happening to me?
Against the very ones they fight to save.
We call ourselves Inhumans.
But now face a threat.
I'm not scared of you.
You should be.
That is beyond belief. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm super excited about this. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. S.H.I.E.L.D. is on ABC, and if you've seen our last couple of episodes where I mention Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know that I have been super excited about it for a while. Tons of exciting stuff happens in this episode. And I think one of the first things that we want to talk about is there are some really interesting introduction scenes. And Amy, did you want to tell us a little about that?
Sure. So they show the new plane. I thought that was a great shot that they took. Good directing there. That plane was pretty epic. And Daisy made a really great entrance. We haven't seen Daisy in a while, so it's great to see her kind of come into her power.
Yeah.
Both her personal power, you know, just kind of taking on that leadership role, and then really having more control over her inhuman power, you know, that quick thing that she's able to do. Yeah, I thought that was great. It's interesting to see how she interacts with the new guy, Joey, or Jose Gutierrez, as he's kind of like discovering his power for the very first time. I remember that Daisy was in that same situation last season when she first got her power.
How are you feeling?
Like a stranger in my own body who I hate. Nice of you to ask.
She's just this great kind of female hero, and not in the sense where some female heroes, they kind of have to start acting like men in order to be tough, but I love that she's, you know, she's tough and she's strong, yet she's compassionate and she's nurturing.
Hello, Sky. Oh.
Yeah, and Joss Whedon is just so great at creating female characters like that. Like, I feel like we see that with Black Widow also, with her relationship with Bruce Banner and her friendship with Clint Barton.
Clint, you're gonna be all right.
I also really liked seeing what they're doing as far as sort of following some of the comic book storylines. In the comics, Daisy is the leader of the Secret Warriors, which is a group of superpowered agents started by Daisy and Nick Fury. So it really seems like they're going that direction, like they're starting to form the Secret Warriors. I'm thinking maybe Joey is going to be a Secret Warrior, maybe also Lincoln. And we see Lash, who is in the comics. He's in S.H.I.E.L.D. he appears in a scene in a hospital, and he's the spiky dude.
Stop right there! Tell me where to find the Inhuman. I don't
know! But in the comics, he's involved with the Inhumans, and he comes into conflict with the Secret Warriors. So it'll be very cool to see how they take that, what direction they take that in as well.
So I love how Joss takes groups of underrepresented people, like, you know, disabled people, and he turns them into heroes.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, look at Director Coulson, who's, the main character of the show.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
And yet now, at the end of season 2, he gets his arm cut off. So now he's disabled, but he's still doing his job. He's still being the hero he's always been. I think it's kind of like in Mad Max you had Furiosa, who she was also disabled as well. She's an amputee, but she was a really strong female lead hero character. Yeah. And yeah, she was my favorite character of Mad Max. So. Also, as well, you see Joey, or Jose Gutierrez, who's a gay man.
Will be eliminated, I can assure you.
People have a right to know. Are you infected among us?
Thank you. That'll be all for today.
I've lived through The Secret before. I was miserable until I came out with it.
The secret? The world's not ready to hear.
It's great to see that people who don't get represented as heroes, various groups of people, are now being represented in more movies and TV shows.
I also think it's really interesting to see how this whole conflict with the Inhumans might play into what's going to happen with Captain America Civil War. The conflict there is whether people with superpowers need to register, and whether it should be allowed for the government to sort of track them. And the argument in favor of that is that we need to be able to protect ordinary people from people with powers who might have bad intentions or might not be able to control them. And the argument against it is that it's sort of a violation of people's civil liberties and freedoms. But you really already see some of that fear of the Inhumans going on. So I think it could really easily play into Civil War. I hope that Civil War makes some sort of reference to it. It would be really fun to see if it did.
Yay! So lastly, we're going to talk about May, Warden Jenna. So the big question is, so where's May? What happened to May? Did she go on that vacation with her husband? Are we going to see her in an episode or two down the line? I don't think May doesn't strike me as the kind of person that goes on vacations. So I think she's vacation is kind of like Tahiti. So Ward, what are they going to do with Ward for season 3? I've heard and read somewhere that he's going to be the big bad for season 3. And in an article, Brett Dalton is very excited about playing like this big villain. And so Gemma, right? Getting stuck by the monolith thingy there. Glad to see. They give us that little cliffhanger that lets us know Gemma's all right.
She's not dead.
She's not dead, yeah. But she's kind of in danger.
Yeah.
She's alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not really sure where she is. They show her at the very end. You see her running through this sort of mysterious landscape that looks like it could be another planet even, which is a possibility because Fitz suggests at one point that the alien monolith thing actually functions like a black hole, so it might have teleported her somewhere, but we don't really know. So lots of mystery around that. Well, that wraps it up for this episode. Next week we'll be talking about the premieres of American Horror Story and Arrow. Definitely looking forward to both of those. With Arrow, it'll be really fun to see how that ties into Flash and also how it ties into Vixen. We'll be talking about Flash a little bit as well. So yeah, thanks for watching and tune in next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.